What is the most iconic sports car ever built? It takes 9 hours to lay down 19 kilograms of paint. Then 400 workers step in. In teams of 10, they fit the leather interior. Next, the gauges. And the safety gear built into every car. It can deploy in 1/6 of a second. And it all comes together. For car lovers, this is the dream. The Porsche 911. Porsche Platz in Zuffenhausen, Germany, is where the 911 is born. Since the first model left the line in 1963, Porsche has refined it for decades. Today, 3,000 workers at this plant can build about 250 cars a day. A modern 911 can weigh around 1.64 tons, with up to 650 horsepower, and reach 100 kilometers per hour in under 2.7 seconds. Its flat-six engine, helped by 2 turbochargers, can push the car to 330 kilometers per hour. The chassis is built at the main plant, where 350 workers and 286 robots lock it together with spot welds. The 911 turbo panel has a special air intake, set just ahead of the rear wheels. It feeds fresh air to the turbochargers, helping create the car's power. From day one, engineers focused on lightweight design, so Porsche relies heavily on aluminum alloy, with high-strength steel only where needed. From here, the last 50 meters are finished almost entirely by hand. About 30 workers install the front luggage lid. Others check every gap with precision. Once the hinges and fittings are in place, the body moves into an e-coating bath. This adds a 20-micron protective layer over a 0.8 millimeter base coat. Still not enough. After the body comes out of the oven, robots spray on 3 more layers. The paint process is slow by design. It takes 9 full hours. Not 9 minutes, not 9 seconds. 9 hours. By then, the body is 19 kilograms heavier. The conveyor carries it 250 meters onward. From below, you can even see rush hour traffic. Porsche standards for the 911 are stricter than you think. Back in the early 1960s, the basic shape was already defined. Headlights sat high on the hood, with lines flowing toward the rear. The first 100 cars sold were not called the 911, they were called the 901. But at a trade show, Peugeot objected to the 901 name, so Porsche changed the 0 to a 1, and that is how a legend got its name. Once the body is ready, interior work begins. First, a canvas bag comes from the warehouse. Inside is the front wiring harness. 4 workers have only 175 seconds to install it. The line never stops. Not even for a second. Experience keeps them 20 seconds ahead. In moments, the harness is secured. A blue protective pad sits on top. It stays there until final assembly. Unlike ordinary tachometers, Porsche gauges are instantly recognizable. Now comes the safety rollover system. No matter the model or the trim, if it is a convertible, it sits behind the seats. For example, if the car rolls over, the system deploys almost instantly. It adds support, protecting the passenger area from direct impact with the road. This system is used on convertible versions. Hardtops rely on aluminum structure. And if that sounds impressive, you still have not seen all of Porsche. Here is a 1977 911. Back then, Porsche tested bulletproof glass. It was strong enough to stop armor-piercing rounds. But the added weight nearly doubled. That hurt the performance expected from a sports car. So Porsche returned to laminated glass. Workers fit it carefully into the frame, pressing it evenly with both hands, so the adhesive bonds cleanly. Now the fourth stage begins, the fuel tank. First, the trolley is positioned up front, then it is adjusted as the body descends. Once aligned, workers fasten it by hand. Early tanks held only 67 liters. They were made from flame-retardant plastic. According to Porsche, the car could reach up to 750 kilometers. As the body takes shape, the chassis installation begins. A specialized team divides the work. They have 470 seconds to install 96 screws. The 911 all-wheel drive setup uses 4 independent suspensions, exhaust lines, a transmission, and the engine. All of it comes from a dedicated facility with 350 people. Besides building engines, that is their job at the Zuffenhausen plant. Engine assembly follows 100 steps, from loose parts to a working unit. Each engine passes 100 fine-tuning stages, and here, do not build just one engine. They build 40 variants, but they all share one thing, the flat 6 layout. To start, the conveyor brings pistons and steel caps, with the connecting rods to the rack. After they are removed, each part is inspected and loaded. Then oiled connecting rods are inserted. The assembly tool presses them into place. At this station, heavy work feels lighter. Even the crankshaft is guided by machinery. The flat 6 engine has a key feature. The pistons on both sides sit on the same flat plane. They move in matched pairs. Here is the simple comparison. Conventional engines are usually inline or V-shaped, but in a flat 6, the pistons oppose each other. They lie flat at 180 degrees. When one piston moves inward, the opposite piston mirrors it. That gives the flat 6 a very low center of gravity. And for even more power, modern units use turbocharging. Not one turbo, but 2. Workers in red uniforms must finish this in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That sounds like enough time, but next comes a tough test. Remember, each engine is made from as many as 900 parts, so it is not enough for it to simply run. Before testing, oil lines and circuits are connected one by one. Exhaust collection hoses are attached, along with yellow fresh air pipes. Then the switch is flipped, and the steel door seals. Each engine gets only 90 seconds of testing. As the crankshaft starts turning, the inspector quickly raises it to 2,500 RPM. During those 90 seconds, they measure torque, oil, coolant, temperature, and more. At least 30 data points are collected. This area can test 260 engines a day. Every approved engine goes to storage. The racks can hold about 1,000 units. When needed, robots retrieve it automatically. The 911 is instantly recognizable because of its lights and silhouette. For decades, Porsche has preserved the basic design. The low front end, raised headlights, and smooth roofline flow all the way to the rear. Inside, Porsche model names can look confusing. But since the 991 generation, they have become easier to tell apart. Over the years, the 911 body has grown longer and much wider than the original. But one thing has stayed very Porsche: The interior. When you buy a 911 and choose the color you love, workers spend 30 minutes selecting the leather. It has to be a flawless sheet. Even a tiny mark is rejected. Then it is cut to exact dimensions. After forming, it goes to the workshop. There, 400 people sew with machines to stitch each piece slowly. Put it this way, one dashboard can take a worker 10 hours to finish. You will not find a wrinkle that spoils the surface. In Europe, black and brown are classic 911 interior colors. In other developed markets, red, yellow, and blue, according to the manager. Each Porsche 911 usually needs 2 full cowhides. If that leather became handbags, the price would be far higher.